All right. Welcome to the National Catholic College Admission Association College Fair. We're so excited to have you participating in this event. We have some fantastic schools here with us today. Each will have 6 minutes to share more about their institution, but will be around for the entire session to answer questions. My name is Beverly, and I will be your facilitator. Before we get started, a few housekeeping items. Your camera and your microphone are off, so the panelists cannot see or hear you. You can use the Q&A button on your screen to type your questions to our presenters at any time. This is just one of many different sessions happening, so please be sure to check the schedule on our website. There are also some additional programming pieces specifically to this group on April 7th and on April 24th, and you can sign up where you signed up for this opportunity. This presentation is being recorded and it will be available at strivescan.com/NCCAA-LA. Again, that's strivescan.com/NCCAA-LA. I'd now like to turn it over to our first presenter, Newman University.
All right, good afternoon. My name is Joshua Bittler. I am one of the assistant directors of admissions at Newman University. So Newman University is a private Catholic institution founded in the Franciscan tradition. We are just located outside of Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, in a town called Aston. It's a beautiful green campus with a lot of space. You can see a little bit in the background, hopefully here. We are a smaller to mid-size university with just over 2,500 students on campus. We do offer about 50 undergraduate degree programs, but we also do have multiple master's level programs and even up to doctoral degrees as well offered at Newman University. We're known specifically for a lot of degrees in the health sciences, nursing. We are expanding within our tech sector as well. We have cybersecurity, data and science, analytics, and CIS, which are all very popular. We also just built a brand new cybersecurity lab as well on campus, which we're already expanding on. And of course, multiple degrees within business and sports management is very popular as well. But again, I said we have up to 50 degrees as well to take a look at on our website. We do have multiple residence halls, which are all very new or recently renovated. So great spaces. They're all suite style and apartment style living on campus for about 800 students that do live on campus with us. Newman also offers 23 NCAA Division III sports teams. But depending on how serious you want to get involved in sports, we also do offer a lot of club level sports and intramural activities as well. So as far as your process, we do offer the free online application. You can apply directly around our website. It did bring up just kind of this page, which should highlight a couple things, but you can also see the apply now directly right on our website there, or you can also find us on the Common app. We do operate on rolling admissions. When you are applying, you don't need to do anything special for our scholarship opportunities. No additional application or anything like that. We're going to pull that directly from your review. Every student that is admitted will receive some form of our merit-based scholarships. Our merit-based scholarships for our undergrad students is up to $20,000 per year. But there's a lot of other great opportunities and specific grants, depending on the information that you fill out in your application that we'll pull and again, package you directly for. And these can be some smaller amounts, but still, $2,000 here, $3,000 there for things like coming from a Catholic high school or institution. Previously, if you're living on campus, we have a residential grant. If you're a first generation student, there's grants for that as well. So again, you're going to be able to input all this information and we'll be able to package you with that. Every student will be able to see a detailed financial aid award letter, so you know exactly where you stand. You can always make an appointment directly with the financial aid advisor one-on-one as well to discuss further. Also, on our website directly, please take a look. You can go under the Visit Us tab You can schedule all one-on-one appointments either with an admissions representative there, or like I said, financial aid or any specific office that you might need. You can also see a virtual tour as well that we have set up. Or of course, if you were coming to campus, you can schedule anything there as well. But overall, Newman University, depending on what you're looking for, of course, everything is a little bit up to the individual and your preference, what you feel comfortable with. But I think it's a great community, feel for an institution. Like I said, it's a little bit smaller. So we're really known for our one-on-one attention with students and our student support. And I've never been in an institution that cares so much about their student success. And I really tell everybody, if you want to do well and you put in that effort, there's every resource there to help you, and all our faculty, from the admissions process all the way to advising, getting you into your degree. And then as you leave with our career and development center, we have a lot of degrees that have 100% job placement rate over even the past 10 years. So we really pride ourselves on preparing our students through each step of their journey with us. And of course, if you have any additional questions, feel free to reach out to one of our representatives at any point. Thanks.
Hey there, everyone. I'm up next. My name is Ian Sonia. I'm from Emmanuel College. We're located directly in the city of Boston, a Catholic private science and liberal arts institution located right in the heart of the city. I'm really happy to be with you all here this evening and excited to be a part of the panel and share a little bit about the Emmanuel College experience, some of our academic programs, and a little bit about the application process. So Emmanuel was founded in 1919 by the Sisters of Notre Dame de Namur. So we've been in operation for just over 100 years. And although things have changed quite a bit in 100 years, as one would imagine, we have students now from further and wider than ever before, from over 35 different states and 52 different countries, over 70 different academic programs, which we'll speak a little bit about, and accepting students, more students than ever, just about 2,000 undergraduates at Emmanuel. And really, a lot of that Emmanuel experience starts with our location right in the heart of Boston. Our mission has really stayed the same, and that's to educate students in a curriculum rooted in the liberal arts and sciences with a huge focus on experiential learning and really preparing global citizens for a 21st century world. And a lot of that starts with our home. Emmanuel's located right in the Fenway neighborhood of Boston, about a 10-minute walk from Fenway Park, a 5-minute walk from the Museum of Fine Arts, and right in the Longwood medical area of the city, so next to most of the major hospitals. Emmanuel kind of blends a nice mix of being in an urban location, but still having a very traditional residential campus. So we're located on a 17-acre campus right in the heart of that Fenway neighborhood, and we actually offer residential housing for all 4 years. So you get the best of both worlds with an extended classroom and playground right outside the campus, but still that traditional feel and a lot of support services and small class sizes that we'll talk about a little bit. So Emmanuel at a glance, we have over 5 academic schools: our School of Business and Management, School of Education, School of Humanities and Social Sciences, the School of Nursing and Clinical Sciences, and the School of Science and Health. Just some of the quick facts, we have about 70 majors, minors, areas of study. Our students are very heavily invested in community service. We do about 50,000 hours a year, and about 85% of students will do service at some point. As I mentioned, that 4-year residential experience is going to be crucial. About 93% of our first-year students live on campus, and about 84% of our students remain on the campus for all 4 years. So definitely unique for an urban location like the city of Boston. You can see here we award a number of degrees. Some of our more popular majors are going to be biology, psychology, communication and media studies, business. The School of Business and Management has over 7 different majors, but definitely accounting, management, and marketing being the most popular. And then political science with both the American government major and the international studies and comparative politics major. A big hallmark of the Emmanuel experience is going to be those small class sizes. So average class is about 19 students. We have a 13-to-1 student to faculty ratio. Students are very focused on working with their faculty members one-on-one. So we don't have any TAs, no grad assistants at Emmanuel. Really, our faculty come because they want to work with you hand in hand and be partners in your academic journey. So those small class sizes really lend themselves to three things that I'll speak to a little bit about: internships, undergraduate research, and study abroad. That experiential learning plays a lot through our guaranteed internship program. So all students, regardless of what you major in, complete at least one internship prior to graduation. So really hands-on, and over half of students actually do 2 internships or more. You can see on the screen kind of a small sampling of where our students have interned, but most of our internship locations are actually within about 2 miles of campus. So you don't necessarily need to wait till the summer. You can build it right into your academic calendar, starting as early as your sophomore year with those internships. And those outcomes have been really successful, I think, a lot based on that experiential learning, the undergraduate research opportunities, and that connection with faculty. Our Career Center does a great job at lining up students for success, both while they're an undergraduate and once they cross the stage of commencement to step into a job. 95% of our students were employed within their major field of study within the year of graduation, and 94% of our students were accepted into one of their top 3 graduate schools. So moving beyond academics, just to talk a little bit about student life. Emmanuel's an exciting place to be a student, both on and off the field and in our different student clubs and organizations. We have 16 different Division III athletic teams, ranging from soccer to basketball, lacrosse, softball, indoor and outdoor track and field, among others. And if you're not into athletics, it's great to be a fan at Emmanuel. We've been rated #1 for school spirit 5 out of the last 10 years in the city of Boston. So an exciting place to be, whether you're on or off the field, supporting your classmates. And if athletics isn't your thing, we have a lot of different areas to get involved. So over 100 different clubs, organizations, areas of involvement, from intramural sports to theater organizations, music, dance, international multicultural student organizations, and a lot of social justice initiatives, like I mentioned. We're also one of 5 schools within the colleges of the Fenway, so great opportunity to be able to connect with students at other campuses around Boston, especially in the Fenway neighborhood. Just a little bit about our application requirements. We're a common application school. It's a free application to apply. We look for students with around a B+ average, about a 3.4 to a 4.2 weighted GPA. We're test optional for all of our academic programs. The exception being nursing. We should make a decision about that later on this summer. But we require 2 letters of recommendation, always like to see what students are involved in, and have an optional interview process. Something we always recommend for students, although it's not required. 3 main deadlines are early action 1 deadline, which is November 1st, early action 2, which is December 15th, and then regular decision, which is February 15th. We actually do give away a pretty generous amount of merit scholarship based on your academic profile, ranging anywhere from $10,000 to about $30,000 annually, and $5,000 if you graduate from a Catholic high school. So any Catholic high school students or counselors that might be on tonight, that's definitely a nice added bonus when applying to Emmanuel. In addition to that, we do offer need-based aid through the FAFSA. Encourage you to follow us on social media and check us out a little bit more. Instagram, we do a lot of current story takeovers with current students, so a great way to learn a little bit more. My contact information is there, and I'll drop it in the chat as well. Thanks so much.
Thank you. Next up, we have Viterbo University.
Here we go, find my unmute button. Hello, everybody. My name is Jackie Morris. I'm the Assistant Director with Viterbo University. I'm taking you here to the Midwest. So we were just on the East Coast. Now we're going to head to the Midwest. So Viterbo is located in Crosse, Wisconsin. We're right on the Mississippi River, nestled in a valley. La Crosse is a historic downtown area. And Viterbo is actually one of 3 post-secondary institutions. So when you attend Viterbo in La Crosse, Wisconsin, you are attending a small college town. So it's a really thriving place. It's vibrant in that there's a lot of people here who are going to college. So about 15,000 college students come to La Crosse, Wisconsin for their post-secondary education. So in La Crosse, you'll find tons of coffee shops and boutiques. We've got many theaters for performing arts, some historic theaters to see movies in. We also have a ton of outdoor recreation, which you can imagine when you see the valleys here. Lots of bluffs, we call them here. There might be like foothills if you're someone who lives in the mountains, but this is a wonderful place to be and get connected and really kind of launch you into your next steps in life. So Viterbo was founded back in 1890 by the Franciscan Sisters of Perpetual Adoration. Everything about your education here is steeped in our core values of contemplation, hospitality, integrity, service, and stewardship. So each year at Viterbo, you take a mission seminar course, and you'll learn about the history of St. Francis and kind of where we got all of these core values. And then the year after that, you'll be learning about how do you live in a diverse world? How do you serve others well without making assumptions? How do you approach social justice issues and help truly make impact to make the world a better place? That's very much a part of Viterbo. I think my favorite as an alum of Viterbo was really digging into how do you lead an ethical life? How do you make an ethical decision? So aside from your academic focus, this is very much a part of Viterbo and a large distinction for you as a Viterbo graduate. So just kind of quick at a glance here. These are some stats that you always look at, when you're looking at colleges. So we're really proud of our placement rate overall across all majors. Our students are working in the field that they studied within 6 months of graduation. So we're at that 99.7% rate. We've been at 100 until COVID. So we did adjust that accordingly. But you can see our size here. We're only about 2,500 students, and about 1,600 of that would be our undergraduate population. If you want to think about what your incoming class would be like, our first year student classes are about 300. So on average, our class sizes are about 16, and we have that 11-to-1 student to faculty ratio. So it's really small here. And the nice thing about that size is that you do get to know your faculty really well. I often say you might end up at their house for dinner with your class. So it really is a place where you feel comfortable, you feel safe, you feel confident. Everyone knows each other very well. And it allows you to really start growing and really start, feeling safe to make those mistakes, try new things, and have that community surrounding you. But then also get that really awesome college vibe in this college town. There's a ton of things to get involved in here, over 80 different clubs and organizations. And something kind of interesting about Viterbo is that over 1/3 of our campus is made up of varsity athletes. So if you're an athlete that wants to play at the college level, Viterbo is a great place for you. But if you're an athlete that's like, I want to still play my sport and have a great time, our intramural clubs are very active and a lot of fun. So you can be involved in that if you so choose. So some of the main areas of interest here at Viterbo are listed here. We have over 40 undergraduate majors, and then we have about 8 graduate programs and 2 doctorate programs. So if you want to look more into that, I'd definitely check out our website. But most students are coming to us in the areas of health and human services and also fine arts, and then education. So we're mostly known for our nursing program. We do have direct admission at Viterbo, and our nursing program has about 200 spots in it. The other thing that we're known for on the national level would be our BFA options in music, theater, and theater. We have been recently voted in the top 30 programs of the nation. So we're really, really proud of that. And so check us out for all of those things there. Now, just thinking about the population we're speaking to tonight, here are some things that I would love to point out to you. A lot of students come here that are bilingual and want to really start understanding the code of ethics and the professional standards for the profession of interpreting. So that's an option here. You can get a certificate. There is an entrance exam that you do need to take, but this is a great option for our bilingual students. We also offer a Latin American Studies minor, really a minor where you're raising awareness of social justice issues and then encouraging action on the national and international level for that. We also have a lot of students that like to serve on our El Sol magazine. I can in the chat link you to the link for that, so you can check that out if you like. Much like the other schools that you've talked about here, the internships opportunities as well as research and service learning opportunities are really what get us to that 99.7% placement rate. Here's a quick list of our varsity athletics. I know I'm running out of time here. So check us out. We have merit scholarships ranging from $10,000 to $16,000 a year. We're also test optional and have rolling admissions. So check us out on all of the social media platforms, and our website here. Thanks so much.
Thank you. Next up is Marquette University.
Thank you. Good evening. My name is Susan Whipple. Hopefully you are able to see that you're learning about Marquette University. Marquette is located in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. We are a Jesuit university, so Catholic, but also the area or the branch of universities or Catholic organizations that really focus on education. And so Marquette was founded to educate the families of new arrivals to the city of Milwaukee, as well as those who are going to be teaching them. And that tradition continues for us here at the university. We were the first Catholic university in the world to enroll women. We're named for an explorer, and we encourage our students and all members of our community to become women and men for others and with others. Let's see, hopefully it doesn't seem to want to advance, but we're going to figure this out. My apologies. Let's see now. My colleagues, are you seeing any advancement in terms of slides? Yes, no, maybe?
Not seeing any advancement.
Pardon?
Not seeing any advancement.
All right. Well, that is a disappointment, especially since we have a little bit of time together. But if you're only going to look at information about our one thing, we can look at a different option here to do. So you can just look at our beautiful picture of downtown Milwaukee and our campus where we're located. We're a medium-sized university located in the heart of the city of Milwaukee. We have just over 11,000 students at Marquette. 7,660 are undergraduates. Marquette students come from all 50 states, Guam, Puerto Rico, and 60 countries. So we really do bring the world here to Milwaukee. Our student faculty ratio is 13:1, so small class sizes are the norm. You get to know your classmates get to know you, and your faculty also get to know you as well. Marquette offers over 75 different majors in 7 colleges. So like some of our colleagues here tonight, you will be admitted directly to what you want to study. You don't have to reapply for that major that you would like. As I mentioned, there are 75 different majors available at Marquette. And so you have options within arts, sciences, business, communication, education, engineering, health sciences, and nursing. So a lot of different options for you to follow as well. The other thing to keep in mind is that if you are interested in research, you are going to have the opportunity to connect with faculty here and to research in areas that interest you. We also offer students 25 accelerated degree programs, so you could be earning your bachelor degree and your master's degree in 5 years instead of the traditional 6. So if that's something that's of interest to you, keep that in mind, along with the fact that we also offer transfer credit for IB, AP, CAPE, a lot of different subjects, as well as for students who've already started their university studies. So a lot of different options to think about. We also have the option for students to major in more than one major, and also for students who are undecided, we have an amazing advising program that you can ask me about during the question and answer session. And then I'll tell you a little bit more about that award-winning program and also why it's just one of the many ways that we demonstrate cura personalis, or care for the whole person for everyone who's here. For students who are thinking that part of their academic experience should also be an opportunity to gain practical experience, we offer a number of co-ops, practicums, and internships for students during their time at Marquette. Those are often paid, and quite often students who participate in them are asked to continue at that company with their job offer. So you're going to have a lot of opportunities both in the classroom as well as outside of the classroom to learn and to grow and to develop your leadership skills. We offer over 300 clubs and organizations, but if there's one that you want to start, you can go ahead and do that. You also have the opportunity to participate in student government and also to be a member of the greater community, working on solutions to common problems within the city of Milwaukee. As you can tell, I just mentioned the city of Milwaukee. Milwaukee is known as the Fresh Coast, and it is one of the most vibrant cities to live in, and it's considered a mecca for young professionals. When students are admitted to Marquette, they are directly admitted, and the only things that we ask for students to apply are their academic records, evidence of English, and of course, we do not require SAT or ACT scores. We do offer merit scholarships as well as athletic scholarships. And I'm going to put into the chat how you can contact us in case you have questions. Thank you.
Wonderful, thank you. I'm going to ask the group a couple of questions, just a Q&A for our prospective students and families and counselors here. So I'd love to start by hearing what advice you would give someone going through the college search process.
I'll jump in. As I started to allude a little bit, I really think the best advice that I give is always just remember that the choice is truly yours. There's a lot of different things pulling you in a lot of different directions at this time of your life. You might have friends going in one way, your parents might be swaying you in another. But like I said, remember that the choice is truly yours at the end of the day. And there's so many different universities out there that, like I said, when I was doing my speech, they do kind of need to match almost your personality a little bit. You can go to school in the middle of the city, you can go to the school out in the mountains, you can go to school with 40,000 other kids or 1,000 other kids. It's really what fits your personality, where you feel the most comfortable. And when you find a place that you're proud of, that you feel safe and you're comfortable at, you're going to be a much better college student.
I would definitely recommend just visiting, get to campus if you can, if you're, able to tour schools, whether it be, you're early on in your search process and you just want to look at a couple schools to start to grasp, what are some things I like? What are some things I don't like? It doesn't necessarily need to be that you're visiting all your dream schools right off the bat, but just really taking in the visit experience. And I think, one of the silver linings of the last 2 or 3 years has been, a lot of us have created more video content, more virtual tours for you to be able to explore campus from the comfort of your own home, which is also a great first step. I think it will never substitute the in-person experience, but at the same time, it can provide a nice entry into your initial search.
I would also add, learn from your classmates. Ask them, those who went to university, what did they like? What was most helpful to them in that process? Remember, you're not in this alone. You have all of us to assist, plus your classmates and those who've gone before you. So don't be afraid to ask questions and to learn from others and from their mistakes.
I would also just add to take your time. I think that there's this urgency that students feel when they're in the college search process, because you do have a lot of opinions coming at you and you're asked constantly, what do you want to do? Where do you want to go? And you're discovering that right now. You're trying to figure that out. And I would say take your time to find out What schools are fitting for you? When you're on a campus and you're envisioning yourselves in those classrooms, or maybe you're touring with your high school on a campus, or in any way that you're interacting with the schools that you're looking at, what is fitting with you and what is serving you. So I would think about that. And then also really take your time to go through the admissions processes fully and the financial aid processes fully, so you truly know what the out-of-pocket cost is, and you can really take that time. You have all the way up until the springtime typically to really know what school is the best fit for you. So just remember that you do have time.
Awesome, thank y'all. What's one thing you want students to remember about your school?
I would just jump in and say proximity. We talk a lot at Emmanuel about the power of proximity and being in the heart of Boston. It shapes everything about your student experience. If you want to go to a Red Sox game on a Friday night, if you want to check out the Museum of Fine Arts, if you want to just hang out with friends out of, more than 250,000 college students in the city, or do an internship in downtown Boston or right next to us at Boston Children's Hospital. I think that's a big part. The location plays a big part in wherever you decide to go. And that's a huge part of the experience at Emmanuel.
I guess I'll go next. I would want students to know that Milwaukee is a place where you will be surprised to find a lot of Spanish speakers. There is perhaps an assumption that Spanish speakers in the United States are only found in California, Florida, and Texas, but actually they are found throughout the United States. And here in Wisconsin, in Milwaukee, you'll be amazed at you'll be hearing the sounds of things that are familiar. You'll be able to find products that are familiar, and you'll also be able to find others like you who will welcome you in the same way that others have been welcomed to Milwaukee and to Wisconsin.
I would say at Newman University, of course, area as well, right outside of Philadelphia. But one thing to take away, I would just say maybe student success. Our small community feel, the amount of resources that we pour into our academic resource center to provide all of our students everything that they need. So I would associate student success with one thing to remember about Newman University.
I would say one thing to take away from Viterbo that would make us distinctive would be that this is a place where you truly can continue to grow in all of the things that you love about your life now. Maybe it's sports, maybe it's an activity that you're involved in or a club. Viterbo is a place where you can continue doing that and grow in these areas, which ultimately do make you a competitive candidate when you're out in the job market. So we really do like to help you grow in all ways here.
Thank you. Let's see, one last question. What is one myth that you'd like to debunk on the college admissions process?
I guess one thing I would say is, and I think this has kind of been debunked over the last couple of years, but you really don't need to submit your test scores at a lot of places. I think more colleges than ever are test optional. At Emmanuel, we've been test optional for a while, going over 10 years. But I know, one of the great things about the last couple of years is a lot of schools go on test optional. So, it's always going to depend a little bit on where you're applying and what sort of program you're applying to. If you're looking for, one of those STEM majors, sometimes it is still required, but, you don't necessarily need to send it. A lot of schools will have a blind process to that if you choose to go in test optional.
I think one of the myths this came to mind for me was, I think when talking to a lot of high school students, they get the sense that everything's on your own in college and that you don't really know your advisor. It's just somebody in an office that that helps you with your schedule. And I think a lot of, for most of these schools here, I'm guessing we'd all say a similar thing, in that that's not true. I know at Viterbo, you do have to meet with your advisor at least 3 times. You get to know this advisor, they know you well. We have a dual advising system. So as you move on into your major, you move on from your professional academic advisor that helps craft that 4 years for you. And then you move into your faculty advisor relationship. And so you have a one-on-one relationship with someone who's really helping you make those career moves. So there's a lot of support in advising and just helping you get started in your career.
I'd say probably one of the other myths is that, the experience of perhaps your parents or other people is going to be very different from the experience that currently is available for students in the US. And so while they may have lots of advice for you, also go out and find out what's it like to be a student at a university now, as opposed to 5 or 10 or 15 or 20 years ago, because that university experience really has changed and mostly for the better. So reach out to your peers and find out, what is it really like to be a student in the US? And then hopefully you will realize that a lot of the things you might see in the news media are not the reality on college and university campuses.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. Everyone, thank you so much for joining us. When you close this window, there will be a link to a very quick 5-question survey. We'd appreciate any feedback you can provide. We encourage you to check back the schedule and sign up for more sessions. You'll be able to find this session's recording, as well as all of the other session recordings, at strivescan.com/NCCAA-LA. Again, that's strivescan.com/NCCAA-LA. Thank you.